What do world-class athletes, top-tier executives, and crisis management professionals all have in common? That they're not perfect. They all hit walls, usually mental ones. But the difference, they don't stay stuck. Today, I'm pulling back the curtain on how high performers overcome mental blocks when performance flatlines, when fear creeps in, or when the pressure feels like it might break you. Because blocks aren't the enemy, they're the signal. And the tools to break through, I'm handing them out to you right now. Mental blocks are invisible, but they're powerful. They show up when you're training hard, but progress stalls. You know what to do, but can't execute under pressure. Or worse, when success is close, but something inside you pulls the brakes. Here's the truth. Mental blocks don't come from lack of ability. They come from internal conflict. We're talking about fear, identity, perfectionism, or just emotional fatigue. You can be in peak physical condition and still lose the mental battle. And most people, they just try to grind harder. But that's like trying to sprint with a weighted vest inside quicksand. You don't know what you're wearing. You don't know why you're not moving. Real power comes when you stop resisting that block and start understanding it. Before you can break through, you've got to name and label and identify what's holding you back. Here's how. You have to ask yourself, what do I feel right before I hesitate or fall short? What story am I repeating in my head? Am I attached to the outcome, or am I engaged in the process? Use this tool. It's called the Pause and Reflect Protocol. It's used by athletes and executives. 1. Catch the moment when that block hits. 2. Write down your internal script, what's going on in your mind, word for word. 3. Ask yourself, is this truth or just a loop of thought? Once you see that script, you can rewrite it. You can reframe your narrative. Let's talk tactics. These are 3 field-tested strategies I use with different elite performers to shift from stuck to unstoppable. 1. Reframe failure into fuel. Elite performers don't fear failure. They repurpose it. For example, instead of saying, I blew it, they say, that moment exposed where I need to work. Every setback is intel. Every mistake is a mirror. Stop judging, start learning. That's where growth ignites. Take and use this feedback. Mental contrasting. This is peak psychology in motion. Visualize your ideal outcome with clarity. Then immediately confront your current obstacles. That tension, it activates strategic focus. Your brain begins solving before fear has a chance to paralyze. Don't rush through this process. Visualize, sit, and let your mind come up and be the beast that it is to help you through these barriers. 3. Stress conditioning. If your block is emotional, like fear, anxiety, or pressure, train for it on purpose. Step into low-stake repetitions of the high-stake moment. Whether it's public speaking, practice with a small group first. Big game nerves, simulate pressure in training. This is how different crisis management and special forces groups build calm into chaos. Repetition, repetition, repetition. Stress doesn't break you when it's trained into your system. This is a version of exposure therapy, but used in a structured manner. Okay, let's get real for a moment. Plateaus feel personal, like you're failing, like something's wrong. But listen closely. Plateaus aren't punishment. They're just preparation. This is where deep work begins, where your identity evolves. To break through, you have to double down on the fundamentals because mastery lives in the basics. Sometimes you'll need to change the stimulus because new inputs will help you with new breakthroughs. And then there is zooming out. You have to look at the bigger picture. You're not stuck. You're just stabilizing before getting to that next level. Growth isn't always loud. Sometimes it's quiet, steady, and underground. Trust that process. Let me share a quick example with you. There was a high-level sprinter that had the tools, the talent, and the training to be quite successful, but they kept choking in qualifying races. Why? She wasn't racing to win. She was racing to prove she was enough, and that's a heavy load. So she shifted her mindset from, I have to perform, to, I get to express everything I built. From proving to expressing. From pressure to presence. That mental switch, she dropped her fastest qualifying time just a few weeks later after going through these mental exercises. Reframing isn't soft. It's mental alchemy. It turns pressure into power. Here's the most underrated mental performance tool of all. Rest. You're not stuck. You just may be depleted. Mental fatigue mimics self-doubt. When your system is overloaded, your brain becomes risk-averse and performance tanks. So remember, rest isn't a reward, it's part of the protocol. Build strategic recovery into your grind, because the next level doesn't come from more hustle, it comes from better rhythm when you're well rested. Mental blocks are part of the journey, but they don't define it. Recognize the pattern, reframe the story, and respect the rhythm of recovery. The breakthrough you're chasing, it's not out there, it's already inside you, waiting to be unlocked. If this hits home, drop a like, subscribe, and share this video with someone who's stuck, but ready. And remember, performance doesn't break elite performers. It builds them. Until next time, stay confident.